Hey everyone, I'm Lamar with the Healthcare Digital Marketing Podcast. I have Theresa Bassett. She is an amazing entrepreneur. She runs the Diamond Group. I think you wrote a book called Uplevel as well, so I'm excited to hear about that. And just really understanding and reading about your background of, being a part of, $500 million worth of marketing advertisement spend. I'm excited to just really let you pour into the audience and give your wealth of knowledge to us. So just to open up, kind of give us some background information on who you are and where you're from.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here with you today, Lamar. You're doing great work, encouraging these medical practitioners and their practices. I think from what I have learned in many years of being in marketing is that a lot of doctors tell me, hey, I went to medical school so I could serve patients and I could
Yeah,
help with patient care and outcomes, but I never knew I was going to have to learn how to be a business owner.
correct.
Right. And there's this whole other bucket of stuff I have to worry about. All I really want to do is care for my patients. So I really applaud the work that you're doing because if we can encourage and strengthen practitioners in their business savvy and
Yeah.
encourage them on the journey, then I think you're doing, that's half the battle. Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um,
So yeah, my journey has been kind of a long, twisted road. I started at in Fortune 500 sales and marketing. I grew up under big brands and was trained by in the new construction industry actually, and learned my sales practices from an experiential standpoint. So it really was all about creating experiences with the brand. And I
okay.
transferred that over into a coaching agency was my first venture, and then linked arms with my husband here in his agency about 15 years ago. It was a
Wow.
production agency that focused solely on producing ads, radio and TV ads.
Okay.
Of course, like a typical woman, I had to come in and just change everything.
I like it. Most men need that, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. But digital was coming on like a freight train. And of course, social media was just coming on at that point. And because 30 years ago, the internet wasn't even a thing. So,
Right. Right.
so none of this we had to worry about. Um, and I could quickly see that our medical practitioner, our clients across sectors needed help with multiple tools and tactics. They didn't just need help with websites. They didn't just need help with ads. They needed help from a full service growth partner that could really help them craft an experience with their brand, make
Yep.
their brand look like $1 million, craft a great patient or client experience, and then guide people systematically into working with them and being served by them. And so that became really my mission and passion. And, my mission on the planet is to equip, to encourage, and embolden business leaders and their teams because I feel like the tools are changing so rapidly
Oh yeah.
and it's really easy to just honestly be overwhelmed.
Yeah. No, it's a lot. And I think too, like, I love that point of encouragement. And you really are just, you're helping people do the things that they don't really need to be doing. They need to focus on,
Yeah.
what their passion is, but you're helping them in so many ways to still grow their business and meet their business goals. And like, how do you encourage doctors, for example? So like, it's funny because I think of dabbing like Cam Newton to not dab,
Yeah.
they dab into marketing versus like
Right.
really creating a sustainable growth plan. Like, how
Yeah.
do you really help encourage them to, because I see this all the time. It's doctors will, like, I'll talk to a physician, right? And he's been around for 30 years and his website still looks very prehistoric. It's 1999 website off PHP and there has been no change to it. And I'm just like, how do you encourage them to do something different when they may not be willing to?
That's a great question. I mean, I think there's a two-part answer that immediately comes to mind for me. Um, I think, yes, Teresa? Oh, Siri's talking to me. Siri just needs to go away. I don't know what's happened with Siri. Um, I think that one, like doctors that I talk to, they hate it when patients self-diagnose and they come in with their Google diagnosis and they're like, look, I've been Googling all my symptoms for the last week and this is what I think I have. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, you need to trust the experts.
Yeah.
Put away Google for a minute. And I think doctors sometimes need to take a dose of their own medicine. It's
Yeah.
like, well, why do you think that you're going to become a weekend warrior marketing expert?
Mm,
Why don't try and find a growth partner, try and find a trusted resource, an expert who does this for a living. That's
right.
what you're telling your patients, like, lean into me, I'm the expert. I'll give you a proper diagnosis. I think practitioners many times try to DIY it.
Yeah.
And so that can be a problem for them because the practice then doesn't evolve fast
Right.
enough because they're so busy, as they should be, treating patients.
Exactly.
I think the other part of it is they kind of need to begin with the end in mind. I think a lot of practitioners, to your point, they maybe have been in practice for a long time, but then what is their exit strategy? Are they planning to pass this to another practitioner? Are they planning to sell out to a bigger group? If they're planning to exit the practice and are hoping to have something to show for it at the end of it, right?
Right.
Not
Right.
just close the doors. And we know in America, 86% of medical practices, just like small businesses, after 35 years or 40 years, when the practitioner is ready to retire, they just close the doors.
Right.
To me, that's a real shame, right? Because you've worked so hard to build this practice, you're serving your community. Why don't you want to leave a legacy
Oh yeah.
that can live on beyond your tenure? And so for me, I think that digital doorstep that you're talking about, the website, you need to think a little bigger. Like,
Mm,
how do I create a willable, duplicatable, passable entity onto someone else? To do that, I have to have a relevant current brand that resonates with patients, and I need a digital doorstep that matches up with that brand. Then I have the possibility of really supporting the next practitioner who's coming into the business, right?
yeah.
Because they've got a sales and marketing engine,
Yeah.
which they need. Or if I'm hoping to get maximum valuation for my practice and sell, again, I need a system and I need the infrastructure. So I think that practitioners maybe can open up their mind to thinking like, it's not just about you in today. It's about, like, what do you want to leave to your children and your grandchildren, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, and that's so powerful because I think if a doctor heard that from a person like you, it would open their eyes to like I can't keep every year not investing back into the business to really help it to be evaluated at the highest level when I'm ready to exit or retire, to be able to get the most value from it and then pass it, to the next person. You bring in an
Yeah.
associate doctor who is ready to buy it and like they don't have to try to figure things out because you built that brand that it stands true and very credible in the community. When it comes to like reviews, right? Like I see a lot of times, to your point, doctors kind of negate like really focusing on their reputation. Is
Yeah.
there a simple way for them to really, manage that and improve their reviews online by thinking about their brand long term?
Yeah, I mean, I really think, you're in this business as well as I am. I really think, again, it comes back to a trusted partner that can utilize the tools that are out there. There are a lot of great tools to help aggregate reviews, help them feed into websites. It doesn't have to be, it's actually not rocket science.
Yeah, for sure.
But it does take time to navigate the tools, put it in place, right, and get it all locked and loaded and get it working. So
Right.
there's just some digital bits that can't that have to be activated, and you need an expert such as yourself, or my Diamond Group team, or somebody that is going to help you activate these tools so they can just work on your behalf. The good
Yeah.
news about everything being cloud-based, it's working 24/7, is that if you have a quality digital doorstep and those reviews are flowing in, they're just on autopilot, and that's populating your Google My Business profile. That's helping you be more searchable. That's helping even feed into your website. That is happening 24/7.
Yeah.
And once it's locked and loaded, you don't actually, that part of it can really be set it and forget it. But you need somebody like a you or me to help you set it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, what I've learned with reviews, I see a lot of platforms, they are they're doing all the automation and they're helping you get new reviews. And I don't know if you've seen this before, but they're pushing the reviews to like a dedicated landing page on their actual platform. So it
Hmm.
doesn't actually go out to Google. I mean, they do have the integration where it gives the
Yeah,
patient option, like Google,
that's
our
what you need.
yes, our patient or our
Mhm.
branded website, where that branded website is the software's website. So they get, I've seen it a few times
I
where they get
have
a
too.
ton of reviews. And
Yeah.
then if that doctor's like, hey, I don't want to use your software anymore, those reviews can't be transferred to Google or Facebook or Instagram. Or, so it's just
Well,
what, like, how do you,
you are bringing up such a good point because I have talked to so many uh specialty medical practitioners, doctors, but also dentists and orthodontists. I've talked to a lot of them who, they put up a website that they think they own.
oh
But
man.
in reality, the software, the agency owns it
Yep.
and they're renting the site from them. And then all the content that gets populated, including reviews, the minute that they stop paying that service or working with that agency, that whole website and all those reviews goes with it.
Yep.
I actually think that that is a grave disservice. I mean, it's great for startup practices because you can throw up a website for $800 a month and
Yep.
move on about your way or whatever it is. But I don't think practitioners really understand that they don't own that intellectual property. And so therefore, it's not really brand equity that they're building.
Mhm.
And for me, it's all about building brand equity, right? Because that is what is transferable. That's what's exitable. That's what's saleable. And
Absolutely.
so we actually build websites. We fix that digital doorstep, but we build websites that the practitioners own.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy that you say that because it's mind-boggling when we work with a doctor, and I'm sure you've seen this, right? And they just didn't read the fine print of
Right.
in the agreement it says, hey, if you leave us, this CRM is our intellectual property and the content. So,
Yeah. But if you think about it, when they're starting their practice or they're getting to the point where maybe they're wanting to become a little more marketing savvy, it's a
yeah,
great startup tool for them. So I don't want to cast any shade on it.
for sure.
I think that there's a place for it, but to your point, read the fine print and understand, because when you get ready to grow your practice to the big boy phase, you're
Yeah,
going to have to move out of that starter tool
yeah,
somewhere
absolutely.
along the line, right? And so it's a great way to get out of the gate, make it simple, because in many cases those practitioners are also investing heavily in equipment
Yeah,
and infrastructure and office space and employees, and they don't want to spend, 15 to $20,000 on their website. I
right.
get it,
Yep,
but at the end of the day, if you spend, 10, 15, 20, and you build a website that belongs to you, then you can just grow into it for years to come and you own it. And
right.
right, as opposed to, so it's the difference between leasing and buying a house.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Essentially, you're just putting money in the landlord's pockets instead of being the landlord.
Right, exactly, exactly. So so it's good to hear you guys design websites. Talk about some of the biggest mistakes you've seen with website design.
Um, I think the biggest mistake I see time and time again, I mean, so many websites do this. They're so focused on themselves as a practice.
Mm,
Instead of, your homepage should reflect your patients. What
yeah.
is the pain or the challenge that your patients are facing? What are they looking for in that experience? How do you build trust with your patients? Studies show today 86% of patients are making a practitioner decision digitally before they ever talk to somebody in the office. So they're booking appointments and they're making a decision about your practice without ever talking to one of your staff
Oh yeah.
yourself. They don't know you from Adam. So they have to know you through your digital doorstep. So
Right.
the biggest mistake I make is that you go to this homepage and it's all about them, but it
Yeah.
doesn't really speak to the patient themselves, right?
Yep.
What are they trying to, what kinds of questions are they trying to answer? Is this the right place for them?
Right.
How do you make people feel comfortable? So I think the websites need to be more about benefits to the patients, not features of the practice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's more like because like everyone's behind a screen, right? And they're online and trying to figure out who's the best marketing agency to go with. But I guarantee if you search in Google dental marketing agency near me or in the
Yeah.
United States or wherever, there's thousands of them. So it's like you have to resonate with their pain points to make them see, okay, this agency understands my needs by just that initial view of the content, and then now I'm ready to take the next step to have a conversation with them. So you're exactly right, and I think time and time again you see, yeah, it's more about them, like the agency or the practice, versus the needs of the people you're trying to acquire to actually do business with you. So,
Yeah. And I think you touched on a really good concept there, Lamar, whether you realize it or not, but that's trust, right? And in today's digital age, people don't know who to trust.
oh yeah, oh
They
yeah,
don't know what to trust. They don't know what content to trust. I mean, AI is literally generating videos
oh
of
yeah, it's
thing,
crazy.
video used to be the one media tool where it was like, well, if I see it, I can believe it.
Yeah,
Now you can't even, like, if you see it, it
no,
could
no, it's really not.
yeah, it could just be AI generated, like Godzilla taking down the White House. I don't know. Like, does that really happen? And so I think that that is actually increasing with the video and AI tools. The lack of a single source of truth,
Right,
right?
right.
And so people do um come into things needing more information. And to your point, that means the digital doorstep, the website has to even be more human,
Oh yeah,
right?
that's a
It
good.
has to be, it has to be humanized, because otherwise, how do you build trust with somebody that you never get to talk to?
Right, right. Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I think too, you have to meet those clients where they are,
Yeah.
right? Then that human aspect is so important. But once they come into your funnel, it's like you better make that process simple. Because if it's over complicated, you're gonna lose them, right? Because they have that
Right.
need, they took that step, you built trust with the content that you have online. Once you get them there, like the human aspect is important, but also the process of making it simple to work with you, I think is another level of importance. And so,
Oh, absolutely. So that patient experience needs to not have all this friction in it,
mhm,
right? So if I call to make an appointment, somebody needs to get back with me or answer the phone. If
yep,
I fill out a form, somebody needs to respond to me. If
yep,
because I'm probably not going to make 3, 4, 5 attempts to book an appointment with your practice, right? And I think you're spot on. Like, the process behind the patient experience also needs to be glued together, so it's not just the digital pieces that they touch up front, whether it be an ad or a website or a landing page, but it's like what happens after that. So we actually audit the entire patient journey when we work with practitioners, because you can't leave a stone unturned. So it's even the forms when they come into the office. Like, I've walked into practitioners' offices, and the forms are like photocopies of photocopies of photocopies of photocopies.
yeah,
And so everything's like sideways, and the logo's
yep,
like grainy and gray. And I'm
yep.
like, seriously? Like, you want people to trust that this is, that you are the expert in this thing that I'm solving for. Take the time to make sure that your materials reflect your brand,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know,
And
and
that too
your
right there.
patient care.
Yeah, absolutely. And that too right there is like its own case study, right? Because you saw the problem,
Yeah.
here's the solution, and here are the results, right? And so it's crazy. So for example, we had a call with a dentist, and I won't give names, but we had a call with a dentist, right? And this dentist went with this other marketing company on the website, and they hired us for the marketing side. This website design process has been a disaster. So this company built trust online, right? They moved forward with them on the website side, right? And so now we're at this stage where we've been handling the marketing for 3 months. They finally just now have their website launched, right?
Wow.
But there's some kind of friction with the website and this other company. I don't really know the full details of what's happening, but essentially now this company is mad at the dentist, created another website and ranked it above their website, which we've already got them to the top. And now they're driving the leads to the agency. And I'm like, what in the world is
It
going on?
is horrible.
Yeah, I'm just like it's mind-boggling. So speaking of case studies, like how do you think about, sorry, my dogs are going crazy, but
No, I
uh,
can't even hear them.
oh, good. So any case studies where you have a story where the provider can lean into the results based on them
Yeah.
trusting marketing strategy?
Oh, absolutely. So one of my favorite practices that we've helped grow was an orthodontist in the Carolinas. And he started as a single practitioner, but he had a vision for wanting to expand his footprint. He wanted to scale and grow, and it was a large enough market to handle several offices. And we gave him a quality website that he owned, right? We connected it to a good marketing infrastructure and CRM on the back end, which is HubSpot. We're a HubSpot agency.
Okay.
Now, HubSpot itself is not HIPAA compliant, and they're working on that, but we can use it for marketing capabilities. So we can set up automation. We can set up automated workflows. A lot of their practice management systems have marketing capabilities, but they really kind of stink. Most of them, they're like very limited design options in the emails. The workflows aren't very sophisticated. So we got HubSpot to talk to their practice management software. We can integrate there. And so we just put a quality infrastructure underneath it just from practice one. And what he was able to do was to grow, and we transferred the patient experience, not just the digital experience. Yes, you can build trust online, build a website, but how does that transfer into the office?
Right.
Right? We went into the office, we actually helped, craft the patient experience inside the office, make sure the signage matches, make sure the materials are good, make sure his brand is popping. So when he does social media videos and he's the superhero orthodontist, or what, everything's
Right.
consistent, everything's matching up with each other, right? It's a cohesive patient experience. Even though you're not a big box brand, you look like it because you got your stuff together,
Oh yeah.
right?
The
And so
matter.
he was able to attract another practitioner, attract another practitioner, attract another practitioner, attract another practitioner, grow to 5 offices, 5 practitioners within like 4 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Like, amazing. You can't do that without good marketing
Yeah.
because it just looks disconnected and it looks wonky because it is,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
right?
awesome. No,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. And I think it's so impactful because there's so many stories being told online that you don't really know the full scope of like how we got from point A to point Z. And I
Yeah.
think you just package that in what, 30 seconds, a minute of like tangible like things to do to get, the brand to stand out, to make sure
Yeah.
that the doctor is very relevant. And to your point, he or her, they have their stuff together. And I think that,
Well,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Well, the other thing that you're making me think of is in that particular case, and we run into this a lot um with dental and with medical, right? They also many times have products that are side brands, if you will. So, we had one dentist that had an implant side to their practice, but they also had an aligner system that was proprietary to them. And so now you've got a brand inside the brand, right? Kind of thing. So you have to have websites and digital infrastructure that can cross sell and upsell between these
Oh,
these
yeah.
products. And the product is really important to the practitioner because this is their residual legacy
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like this is passive income right here, right? Because
Right.
I can get other people to put my implant system or put my aligner system at play. And so I have to market that aligner separate from my practice. And so that's another reason to have a good digital infrastructure and sales and marketing system because the patients deserve to know what all you offer.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's so important. And I think Teresa, this has been awesome. And I think your ability to encourage, just even through this virtual interaction, I can feel it, right? Like of your
Oh,
excitement in this industry.
yeah.
If someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, and we'll include this information in the show notes. How do they do that?
Yeah, thank you for asking. They would go to diamond-group.co, not .com. It's not going to get there. diamond-group.co, because, practices and small businesses are built under pressure, just like diamonds. So go to diamond-group.co and book a clarity call with one of our growth specialists. And we'll take a look at the current state of your practice, and we'll look at where we see gaps. The old way is kind of cobbling it together. The new way is a strategic framework that really plans the work and works the plan. And we'll give you a comprehensive power team to help you work the plan. So it's exciting opportunity. But yes, they can visit us at diamond-group.co and book a clarity call with one of our growth specialists.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Theresa. Again, I'm Lamar with the Healthcare Digital Marketing Podcast. This is Theresa Bassett with the Diamond Group. We'll get this out there for all you guys to listen, but have a good rest of your day. And Theresa, again, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lamar. Be blessed yourself.